What if you vanished right now, leaving no clues behind? Imagine stepping outside your door and suddenly, gone. No goodbye, no note, no explanation, just silence. Your family searching, investigators digging, strangers speculating, and yet nothing. That's the chilling power of real-life disappearances. They grab us, they haunt us, and they refuse to let go. Across the globe, thousands of people vanish each year. Here are 5 real-life disappearances that still haunt investigators. Each one is like a puzzle with missing pieces. Each one dares us to look closer. Each one leaves us asking the same haunting question. How does someone, or an entire group, just vanish? 1. The Mary Celeste. What could make an entire crew abandon a perfectly good ship? That's the hook that has haunted sailors and historians for over 150 years. In December 1872, the Mary Celeste was discovered drifting silently in the Atlantic Ocean. The ship was seaworthy, her cargo intact, food and water enough for months. Yet the crew, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, his young daughter, and several sailors, were nowhere to be found. No signs of violence, no lifeboats missing, no struggle on deck, just emptiness. It was as if everyone had stepped off the ship in the middle of their duties and vanished into thin air. What happened? Some believe a storm or waterspout frightened the crew into abandoning ship. Others whisper about piracy or mutiny. And of course, the more chilling theories involve the supernatural, sea monsters, ghosts, or something stranger. The truth? Still missing. To this day, the Mary Celeste floats in history as one of the greatest maritime mysteries. A ship without a crew. Would you dare step aboard? 2. Amelia Earhart. How does one of the world's most famous pilots vanish without a trace? In 1937, Amelia Earhart set out on an ambitious journey to become the first woman to fly around the world. With her navigator Fred Noonan by her side, she soared into history. But on July 2nd, somewhere over the Pacific Ocean near Howland Island, her voice crackled over the radio for the last time. Then, silence. Despite the largest air and sea search in U.S. history at that time, no plane, no wreckage, no bodies were ever found. Did Earhart run out of fuel and crash into the ocean's depths? Was she captured by Japanese forces on a nearby island? Or could she have landed somewhere remote and lived in secret? Theories spiral endlessly, but the mystery remains unsolved. Imagine flying into the horizon, the world watching you soar, and then never landing. Earhart's disappearance is more than a mystery. It's a symbol of unanswered questions. Even in today's world of satellites and advanced tracking, the idea that a person could vanish mid-flight still sends shivers down our spine. 3. The Lost Colony of Roanoke. What if you returned home and your entire town had vanished? No people, no signs of life, just silence. That's exactly what happened in 1590 when a supply ship arrived at Roanoke Island in present-day North Carolina. Over 100 settlers had been living there, the first English colony in America. But when rescuers arrived, they found the houses empty, the settlement abandoned, and the people gone. The only clue? A single word carved into a tree, Croatoan. Did the colonists merge peacefully with a nearby Native American tribe? Were they attacked and wiped out? Did disease or famine drive them away? No graves were ever found? No records explain what happened. How do you erase an entire community from history? More than 400 years later, the mystery of Roanoke still puzzles historians. It's not just the disappearance of individuals, it's the vanishing of an entire society. A whole chapter of history missing, like a book with its middle torn out. 4. D.B. Cooper. What if someone pulled off the perfect crime and then disappeared forever? On November 24th, 1971, a man using the name Dan Cooper, later misreported as D.B. Cooper, boarded a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland to Seattle. Mid-flight, he passed a note to the flight attendant. He had a bomb. His demand? $200,000 in cash, and 4 parachutes. The ransom was paid, and Cooper released the passengers. Then, in one of the boldest escapes in history, he ordered the plane to take off again. Somewhere over the forests of Washington state, he opened the rear stairway and parachuted into the night, and just like that, gone. Despite decades of FBI investigation, no one ever found Cooper. A small amount of his ransom money was discovered years later along a riverbank, but the man himself vanished. Did D.B. Cooper die in the jump, or did he walk away smiling, forever a ghost in the crowd? Cooper's case remains the only unsolved hijacking in U.S. history. It's a mix of daring, mystery, and myth-making that continues to fascinate. Every few years, new suspects emerge, but the truth remains airborne, lost in the clouds. 5. Madeleine McCann. What could be more haunting than a child vanishing from her bed? In 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappeared from a holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Her parents were dining nearby, checking on her and her siblings throughout the night. But when they returned, Madeleine was gone. The window was open, no clear signs of forced entry, no definitive evidence pointing to what happened. Was she abducted? Did she wander off? Did someone close to the family know more than they admitted? Despite worldwide media attention and years of investigations, Madeleine's fate remains a mystery. Her face still appears on posters, social media campaigns, and news updates. A child frozen in time, still missing. How can the world search for nearly 2 decades and still not find a single answer? The case of Madeleine McCann is a reminder that sometimes, even with modern technology, resources, and global attention, the truth can remain locked in darkness. So, which case stays with you the most? The ghost ship drifting with no crew, leaving only silence behind? The daring aviator swallowed by the ocean without a trace? The colony that seemed to vanish as if the earth itself erased it? The skyjacker who outsmarted the world and may still walk among us? Or the child whose empty room still echoes with heartbreak? These mysteries don't just haunt investigators, they haunt us. They remind us that for all our satellites, technology, and endless surveillance, some questions remain unanswered. Some disappearances fade into history, some are solved with time, but others live on, whispered about in books, documentaries, and late-night conversations because they strike a nerve we can't ignore. They show us the truth we fear most. People can vanish without a trace, and sometimes the silence they leave behind speaks louder than answers. If you found this video helpful, hit the bell icon for more content, drop your thoughts in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.